And now our first event, the women's 200-meter freestyle. This is the C final. Swimming in lane 1 for Minnetonka, Erica Schwaber. In lane 2 for the Aquajets, Grayson Andreen. Lane 3 for Riptide, Elizabeth Bonneville. In lane 4 for Aquajets, Avery Ludke. In lane 5 for the Aquajets, Emma Kern. Lane 6 for the Minnesota Flyers, Merritt Isaacson. Lane 7 from Minnetonka, Catherine Duick. And in lane 8 from Aquajets, Caitlin Arseth. Our early leader in lane 3, Elizabeth Bonneville. Elizabeth out in a 1:03.07. Elizabeth was 9th in the 800 yesterday. So we would hope for a strong second 100. Next to her in lane 4, Avery Ludke was 4th in the 800. And Elizabeth still in the lead. Best split on the board going into the 150, and she looks like she is going to remain in control here. And Elizabeth will prevail. A 2:08.87, 3 seconds off of her prelim time. A nice swim, Elizabeth. And now the B finalists, swimming in lane 1, Maya Bergstrand, Piranhas. Lane 2, Haley Farrell, High Tides. Lane 3, Adeline Diaz, Minnetonka. In lane 4, Zoe Bresnahan, Edina. Lane 5, Melissa Parker, Mako. Lane 6, Yvonne Gia, Edina. Lane 7, Carly Bixby of Aquajets. And in lane 8, her teammate Taylor Williams. Little outside smoke over there in lane 8. Taylor Williams of the Aquajets getting out the first 50 with some real enthusiasm. 29:39, that's hot. The 200-meter distance can be unforgiving. We'll see how that holds up. And the middle of the pool now, looking to take over in lane 4, Zoe Bresnahan. Zoe was 2nd in the 800 last night. And she and Addie Diaz and Haley Farrell all pushing the pace now, going into the 150 wall. And Addie and Zoe turn right together. And they are really tied up here. It's going to come down to the touch. And thank goodness for electronic timing. Zoe by 5/100ths of a second. And now the A finalists in the 200 freestyle. Swimming in lane 1 from Riptide, Ella Passy. In lane 2 from Riptide, Catherine Randall. In lane 3 from the Aquajets, Claudia Chang. In lane 4 from Mako Aquatics, Ellery Autumn. In lane 5 from Edina, Katie McCarthy. In lane 6 from the University of Minnesota, Maggie Schmidt. In lane 7, her teammate from the University of Minnesota, Catherine Sullivan. And in lane 8, from Aquajets, Jordan Wenzel. This promises to be a great race. We've got a combination of speed and endurance going head-to-head here. Lane 4, Ellery Autumn was third in the 800 last night. She's also third in the 100. But over in lane 6, Maggie Schmidt of Minnesota won the 100 freestyle. We have one more event champion, the 200 breaststroke winner over in lane 8, Jordan Wenzel. But Ellery is the fastest one out, 60.13. Looks like Claudia Chang in lane 3 moving up a little bit. She was just right behind Ellery at the 100. And a whole bunch of women turning right together. This is going to be fun coming home. Katie McCarthy with the fastest split on the board. Claudia Chang, the fastest time on the board at the 130, the 150. And Katie and Claudia, going to be a touch. And Katie McCarthy, 2:03.13. Men's 200-meter freestyle C final. Swimming in lane 1, Gage Bouchy, South Metro Storm. In lane 2, Rohan De Sousa Larson, Edina. Lane 3, Samuel Siegler, St. Croix. Lane 4, Nikolai Losinski of the South Metro Storm. Lane 5, Christopher Nagy, University of Minnesota. Lane 6, Andrew Hansen, Mako Aquatics. Lane 7, Cole Davin, Westbrook Seals. And in lane 8, Matthew Glenna of Hastings. And once again, little outside smoke. Matthew Glenna of Hastings area out early. At the 100, still anybody's race. We'll keep an eye on Christopher Nagy in lane 5. He won the 800. But Samuel Siegler of St. Croix moving out a little bit there in lane 3. As is Andrew Hansen making a move in lane 6. Matthew. Andrew Hansen is really bringing it home. And with a great second 100, 159.27. Competing in the B final in lane 1 from Aquajets, Henry Webb. Lane 2, Matthew Walker, Aquajets. Lane 3, Max Casal, Riptide. Lane 4, Keegan Duffy, Aquajets. Lane 5, Max Dow, Aquajets. Lane 6, Lucas Farrar of Minnesota. Lane 7, Theodore Johansson, Mako. And lane 8, Grant Wadney. A little bit of early speed here from Theodore Johansson over in lane 7 and Matthew Walker here in lane 2. We also have last night's 100 freestyle champion, Lucas Farrar in lane 6. And about 4 men turn right together at the 150. Look for Lucas's sprinter speed to bring him home, but Matthew Walker also swimming strong, and he's looking across the pool at Lucas. And Lucas in at a 158.11, 158.47 for Matthew. And now the A finalists in the men's 200 freestyle. Swimming in lane 1 from Riptide, Timothy Rizzo. In lane 2 from St. Croix, Christopher Morris. In lane 3 from Riptide, Jackson Kaler. In lane 4, our top qualifier from the University of Minnesota, Cameron Kelly. In lane 5 from Aquajets, Jackson Brown. In lane 6 from St. Croix, William Whittington. In lane 7 from Rochester, Grafton Parlett. And in lane 8 from Aquajets, Charles Egeland. And it almost looks like synchro swimming down there. Everybody turning together. Nothing over a 27.5. Cameron Kelly in lane 4, fresh off the Olympic trials, wave 1. Fourth in the 100 and fifth in the 800 yesterday. And he looks to move out here at the 150. Jackson Kaler, who is fourth in the 100, looking pretty good over in lane 2 as well. Cameron turning first by about 0.8. And he's also splitting a high 28 where everybody else is in the 29s. With his distance background, he will almost certainly hang on. The race will be for second. A great race for second. Cameron, 152.86, a great swim. And second place goes to Jackson Kaler and Christopher Morris, both of them at 154.26. We will now have a 5-minute break before the women's 400 IM. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this young people's music. Swimmers, just a reminder, you must check in at race ready. Check in with Katie Goff at race ready before your event. Now the women's 400 IM C final. Swimming in lane 1 for Sems, Sophia Vitella. Lane 3 for Riptide, Kira Lasinger. In lane 4 for the Aquajets, Grace Netz. In lane 5 from Mako Aquatics, Rian Neitzel. In lane 6 for Minnetonka, Erica Schreiber. And lane 7 for Edina, Natalie Hendricks. Rian Neitzel getting out well here in lane 5. A 1:10.66, a pretty good butterfly. Couple of 41-second splits on the board. Kira Leisinger and Rian Neitzel. And Rian into the breaststroke in the lead. Rian was a B finalist in the 200 breaststroke yesterday. But Kira Leisinger looks like she's swimming every bit as fast as Rian. And they touch right together. Kira a little bit faster. And Kira ahead by just 0.6 of a second. And we'll see who brought their freestyle today. Kira with the longer stroke. Rianne, a little bit shorter and choppier, but with better turnover. And Kira 1 second ahead. But Rianne pushes that last 50 and gets in a 5:11.49. 10 seconds faster than their swims this morning. And now the swimmers in the B final, swimming in lane 1 for Edina and Angelina Anderle. In lane 2 for Edina, Ella Erickson. Lane 3, Aquajets, Ava Allingham. Lane 4, also Aquajets, Brecken Merkel. Lane 5 from Riptide, Paige Steenblock. Lane 6 from Aquajets, Linnea Calabo. In lane 7 from Minnetonka, Maya Kangas. And in lane 8 from Edina, Francis Muir. In the lead halfway through the butterfly, Brecken Merkel. Not really a surprise there. Brecken was 4th in the 200 fly last night. Brecken was a 106.9 in the prelims this morning, 106.48 tonight, a little bit faster. Brecken still in the lead, but with not the distance ahead that she was after the butterfly. Closing up, Linnea Calabo in 6, Paige Steenblock in 5, and Ava Allingham in 3. I'm sorry, that's Ella Erickson in 2. Brecken still looking good, although Paige Steenblock is close, as is Ella. Brecken came home in a 12 this morning. Paige came home in a 111. And looking good right now, Paige Steenblock in lane 5. And Paige is in with a nice 5:07.75. 5 seconds faster than she was this morning. We have some nice time improvements across the board. And now the A finalists in the women's 400-yard individual medley. Swimming in lane 1 from Edina, Anna Farley. In lane 2 from the University of Minnesota, Megan Van Berkom. In lane 3 from Riptide, Megan Hutchins. In lane 4, our top qualifier from Edina, Katie McCarthy. In lane 5 from the University of Minnesota, Kelly McCarthy. In lane 6 from the University of Minnesota, Rachel Butler. Lane 7 from Riptide, Catherine Randall. And in lane 8 from Edina, Zoe Bresnahan. At the wall first, Megan Van Berkom. No surprise there. Megan was third in the 200 fly yesterday. Megan about a half a second faster than she was in prelims. And the field is tightening up here considerably as we come into the 200. Katie McCarthy, the 16-year-old from Edina, working her backstroke a little bit, but still so smooth. Katie was an A finalist in the 200 breaststroke, so we would look for good breaststroke out of her, as well as lane 6, Rachel Butler, who was 5th in the breaststroke. Rachel over in lane 6. But Megan hanging in there as well. We'll check the splits at the 250. Megan with a 41. No other 41s on the board, so Megan pushing back here a little bit after Katie's good backstroke leg. Megan and Katie with Kelly right behind. And we'll see who wants to swim freestyle. Katie first to the wall and just a tick ahead of Kelly. And it looks like Katie will win the duel of the sisters. 4:53.50. 4:54.16 for Kelly and a 54.91 for Megan. Next up, the men's 400 meter IMC final. And swimming in lane 4, having scared everybody else out of this event, is AquaJet's Henry Rosenhagen. Henry's out significantly faster than he was this morning. His 100 fly split in the prelims was a 107.31, and we're looking at a Really aggressive, 102.74. Seven seconds now ahead of his morning pace. On every 50 now, Henry has been about 2 seconds faster than his morning splits. Swimmers be on notice that after the A final of this men's event, we will be presenting awards for the 200 freestyle and the 400 IM. So top 8 from the women's and men's 200 freestyle should eventually make your way over to awards ready, followed by the IMers when it's your turn. Henry on pace for about a 5:10, maybe 5:09. And a 5:05. Nice swim, Henry. And now swimming in the B final in lane 1, Jack Pillsbury, Westbrook Seals. In lane 2, Thompson Parlett, Rochester. In lane 3, Evan Kinseth, Riptide. In lane 4, Adam McFall, Aquajets. In lane 5, Gage Bouchy, South Metro Storm. Lane 6, Caleb Urban, Hastings. Lane 7, Christopher Nagy, Minnesota. And lane 8, Kai Taft, Aquajets. Kai Taft over there in lane 8, ripping it up pretty good in the first 50 fly. Kai about 8 seconds faster than he was this morning in the butterfly. But Evan Kinseth is our leader at the 100 point. Out in a nice 103.7. It'll be interesting to see how Evan Kinseth holds together in the breaststroke, because he was 4th in the 800, so we're expecting he will bring it home. We also have the champion in the 800, Christopher Nagy, over in lane 7. But Evan with a nice lead right now. And Evan hanging in there pretty well. He's given up a second, maybe a second and a half of his lead, but he had a considerable lead after the backstroke. Evan brought it home in a 101 this morning, so he's going to be tough to catch if he's swimming freestyle before anybody else. And Evan, the 4:44.52, 9-second time drop from this morning. Nice swim. And now the championship finalists in the 400 IM in lane 1 from Aquajets, Ryan McGurk. In lane 2 from Aquajets, Jerry Xu. In lane 3 from Riptide, Matthew Mortensen. In lane 4 from Aquajets, Hayden Zhang. Lane 5 from Riptide, Håkon Naughton. In lane 6 from the Aquajets, Charles Egeland. Lane 7 from Aquajets, James McCarthy. And in lane 8 from Edina, Thomas McCarthy. In lane 5, we have the 200 butterfly champion from last night, Håkon Naughton. And he is leading the field. So interesting, Charles Egeland not far behind. But Håkon now asserting himself. $60.7 for Håkon on the way out. This heat is loaded with breaststrokers. That leg is going to be fun to watch. Matthew Mortensen, Charles Egeland, James McCarthy, all finaled in the breaststroke yesterday. And Hayden Zhang, as good as any of them. Hayden didn't swim yesterday. Breaststroke was Hawkins' weak link this morning. Hayden split in the prelims 7 or 8 seconds faster, but it looks like Håkon is actually hanging in there pretty well. And again, Matthew Mortensen in lane 3, 6th in the 200 breaststroke. Look for Charles Egeland in lane 6 to close up some, as he was 3rd in the 2 breast. And Hayden a little faster than he was this morning. And Hayden just floated in this morning with a 108 freestyle split. He'll be faster than that tonight as he is getting after this. Race for second, going to be very tight between Matthew and Håkon. Håkon really coming on, but he is going to run out of real estate as Hayden gets in at 36.7. Håkon at a nice 4:37.36. A nice swim, gentlemen. And once again, we need the women top 8 in the 200-meter freestyle to report to awards ready. Also, the men top 8 in the 200 freestyle. And then not long after that, please, the women's 400 IMers and this heat of the men's 400 IM to awards ready. And now let's meet the top 8 in the women's 200-meter freestyle. Presenting the awards, Julie Faulkner, Director of Membership Outreach here at the University of Minnesota Aquatic Center. Finishing in 8th place from Aquajets, Jordan Wenzel. In 7th place from Minnesota, Maggie Summit. In 6th place from Riptide, Ella Passy. In 5th place from Riptide, Catherine Randall. In 4th place from the University of Minnesota, Catherine Sullivan. Taking the bronze medal in 3rd from Mako Aquatics, Ellery Autumn. In 2nd place from Aquajets, Claudia Chang. And our champion of the 2021 Speedo Sectional with a time of 2:03.13 from Edina, Katie McCarthy. And now, the finalists in the men's 200-meter freestyle. Presenting the awards, Brenna McElligott, Assistant Director of Aquatics at the Gene K. Freeman Aquatic Center. Finishing in 8th place from Aquajets, Charles Egeland. In 7th place from Rochester, Grafton Parlett. In 6th from Riptide, Timothy Rizzo. In 5th place from St. Croix from Club, William Whittington. In 4th place from the Aquajets, Jackson Brown. And we have a tie for 2nd between Riptide's Jackson Kaler and St. Croix Christopher Morris. And our 2021 Speedo Sectional Champion with a time of 1:52.86 from the University of Minnesota, Cameron Kelly. Congratulations, gentlemen. And now the top 8 finishers in the women's 400-yard individual medley. Finishing in 8th place from Edina, Zoe Bresnahan. In 7th, also from Edina, Anna Farley. In 6th place from Riptide, Megan Hutchins. In 5th from Riptide, Catherine Randall. In 4th place from the University of Minnesota, Rachel Butler. In 3rd from Minnesota, Megan Van Berkram. In 2nd place from the University of Minnesota, Kelly McCarthy. And our 2021 Speedo Sectional Champion with a time of 4:53.50 from Edina, Katie McCarthy. And now the top 8 finishers in the men's 400-meter IM. Finishing in 7th place from Aquajets, James McCarthy. In 6th place from Aquajets, Ryan McGurk. In 5th place from Edina, Thomas McCarthy. In 4th place from Aquajets, Jerry Xu. In 3rd place from Riptide, Matthew Mortensen. 2nd place also from Riptide, Håkon Naughton. And our 2021 Speedo Sectional Champion with a time of 4:36.75 from Aqua Jets, Hayden Zhang. Congratulations, gentlemen. Now the women's 100-meter backstroke C final. In lane 1 for Riptide, Elizabeth Bonneville. Lane 2, Frances Muir, Edina. Lane 3, Avery Ledke, Aquajets. Lane 4, Addie Diaz, Minnetonka. Lane 5, Haley Farrell, High Tides. Lane 6, Evelyn Wood, Mako Aquatics. Lane 7, Ella Erickson, Edina. And lane 8, Piper Crosby, Hurricanes. Ella Erickson over in lane 7, first at the wall. And looks like Ella's going to hang on. She successfully fought off the lane line and got in at a 1:07.16. And now the swimmers in the B final, swimming in lane 1, Marit Isaacson, Minnesota Flyers. Lane 2, Lillian Van Heel, Sea Devils. Lane 3, Claudia Chang, Aquajets. Lane 4, Caitlin Phelps, Aquajets. Lane 5, Ashton Stewart, Hastings. Lane 6, Julia Bartel, Minnetonka. Lane 7, Tessa Moore, Aquajets. And lane 8, Sophie Curran of Riptide. The qualifiers in this heat, fastest to slowest, separated by only 7/10 of a second. And it's about that much separation at the 50. 32s across the board. 32-1 for Tessa Moore, the slimmest of leads over Lillian Van Heel. We'll see who can bring it home. And eyes to the board, it's Claudia Chang, 106.2, 13/100ths over Lillian. And now the competitors in the A final of women's 100-meter backstroke. Swimming in lane 1 for Aqua Jets, Paige Dillon. In lane 2, also for Aqua Jets, Grace Rabb. In lane 3, from Riptide, Megan Hutchins. In lane 4, for Aqua Jets, Emma Kern. Lane 5, for the University of Minnesota, Emily Cook. In lane 6, her Gopher teammate, Ella Miller. In lane 7 for Riptide, Sydney Davids. And in lane 8 from the University of Minnesota, Maggie Summit. $29.88 going out for Emma Kern. And she had a nice wall coming off that turn. Emma really dialing up the turnover here. $101.68 for Emma Kern of Aqua Jets. Our next event, the men's 100-meter backstroke para. Swimming in lane 4 from Mako Aquatics, Tom Watry. In this morning's prelims, Tom was out in a 36.85. He added a little bit of time in his prelim swim from his seed. He's going to be looking to take that time off and then some. 36.60. He's ahead of pace by about 25 100ths, quarter of a second. Second 50 this morning was 39 and a half for a 116. All right, Minnesota, let's bring Tom in here. Let's get that 114. $115.17. More than a second off the qualifying time. Next up, men's 100-meter backstroke C final. Swimming in lane 1 for Aquajets, Ryan McGurk. Lane 2, Nam Truong, Aquajets. Lane 3, Thomas McCarthy, Edina. Lane 4, Ethan Kosin, South Metro Storm. Lane 5, Garrett Reichels, Minnetonka. Lane 6, Ben Binder, Minnetonka. Lane 7, Nikolai Lasinski, South Metro Storm. And lane 8, William Patrick Curran of Edina. Just maybe a little outside smoke in lane 8. We'll see who touches. And William Patrick Curran of Edina, 102.81. Swimming in the B final in lane 1, Lucas Becker, Aquajets. Lane 2, Keegan Duffy, Aquajets. Lane 3, Sven Becker, St. Croix. Lane 4, Philip Jensen of Hastings. Lane 5, Grafton Parlett, Rochester. Lane 6, Noah Rabb, Aquajets. Lane 7, Samuel Kennedy, University of Minnesota. And lane 8, Shane Roseboom, University of Minnesota. Looks like Samuel Kennedy over in lane 7's got it going. And almost a second faster than anybody else on the board. 28-25 on the way out. Although Shane, his teammate, had a good wall and looks like he's right there. And now the middle of the pool is starting to move up a little bit. This could be fun. But Sam is hanging on and moving out, if anything, in at a 59.17. And now let's meet the A finalists in the 100-meter backstroke. In lane 1 for Aqua Jets, James Pan. Lane 2 for University of Minnesota, Des Satchen. Lane 3 from the Minnesota Flyers, Luke Leonidas. In lane 4 for the University of Minnesota, Tom Donker. Lane 5 from the Hurricanes, Charlie Crosby. Lane 6 from High Tide Swim Club, Connor Hogan. Lane 7 from the University of Minnesota, Casey Stowe. And in lane 8 from Blackline Aquatics, Hans Hover. And our top qualifier, Tom Donker, it looks like he's leading the field out there. 27:45, another 27 on the board by Connor Hogan of High Tides. Donker looks like he's in control. The race going to be for second. And Tom Donker, 56:22. Second place goes to Connor Hogan of High Tides, 57:91. And a reminder to the gentlemen in the water, you backstrokers, we're going to do awards here shortly. So if you could get a very quick cool down and then report to awards ready, we would appreciate it. And once again, if we could have the top 8 finalists, A finalist, to awards ready for the backstroke. And now the top 8 finishers in the women's 100-meter backstroke. Finishing in 8th place from Riptide, Megan Hutchins. In 7th place from Aquajets, Paige Dillon. In 6th place from the University of Minnesota, Maggie Summit. In 5th place from Riptide, Sydney Davids. In 4th place from Aquajets, Grace Rabb. In 3rd place from the University of Minnesota, Ella Miller. In 2nd place from the University of Minnesota, Emily Cook. And our 2021 Speedo Sectional Champion with a time of 1:01:68 from the Aquajets, Emma Kern. Congratulations, ladies. Looks like a photo op to me. And now the 100-meter backstroke para. Our 2021 Speedo Sectional Champion with a time of 1:15.17 from Mako Aquatics, Tom Watry. And now the championship finalists, the A finalists in the men's 100-meter backstroke. Finishing in 8th place from Aquajets, James Pan. In 7th place from Blackline, Hans Hover. In 6th place from Minnesota, Des Satchen. In 5th place from Minnesota, Casey Stowe. In 4th place from Hurricanes, Charlie Crosby. In 3rd place from the Minnesota Flyers, Luke Leonidas. In 2nd place from High Tides, Connor Hogan. And the 2021 Speedo Sectional Champion with a time of 56.22 from the University of Minnesota, Tom Dunker. And